Hori Hori, short and nectarian. And all difficult. Prabhu. Thank you. Jai Prabhupada. So everyone's hungry, and we all know famous hosts this evening, Sundar Gopal and Saubhagya Sundari, and her excellent little echo, isn't it? Is there a possibility of reducing the echo? Very famous for her wonderful cooking. Amongst other things, but especially cooking. It's a great wonder of the Hare Krishna movement. Sometimes Prabhupada would call it the kitchen religion. For those who think of yoga, not to speak of renunciation, generally opulent preparations are not something which are considered to be a significant part, if a part at all, of their practice. This is a unique difference between bhakti yoga, devotional service, and other practices. Is not that the devotee is hankering for opulent dishes, but they like to prepare opulent dishes. There's still an incredible amount of in the background. Pardon? Oh, thank you. I don't know much about electronics, but I'm sure it can be solved. Because the devotees, they want to please other devotees, obviously. Devotion, bhakti is to please. What's going on in the background here? No, I'm hearing sort of dialing tones. And primarily a devotee wants to, the meaning of bhakti more or less is to satisfy the senses of Krishna. Every parent are different, of course, but generally speaking, the parents like to satisfy their children. Maybe in different ways, but they like to see their children happy. In love, you like to see the beloved happy. That's your happiness. So for a devotee the very desire to see Krishna pleased, everything, the best of everything, the devotee wants to offer the best of everything to Krishna. It already belongs to Krishna, just like a child sometimes the parent may give the child some gift. You may not eat chocolate, but it's a common thing that the parents give their child something like that. And the child offers some of it back to the parents, even though the parents do not need, they even provided it. So, like that, everything belongs to Krishna. He doesn't. Prabhupada said, nice conversation with Bob Cohen, Prabhupada said that Krishna doesn't need our tasty dishes. He's got more than enough eternal associates cooking unlimited tasty dishes. He said he's looking for our love. And naturally, if we love somebody, we will only want to do what they like. Whether we like it is not really significant. We only want to do what they like. That's bhakti. The process of living, acting and so on, in a way which is pleasing to Krishna. So we try to find out how we can be pleasing to Krishna. What does Krishna like? So Saubhagya Sundari Mataji, she's cooking wonderful preparations for the pleasure of Krishna and of course for the devotees. And I'm sure many of you have experienced this service over decades. Every devotee has various, we were discussing yesterday in Bhagavatam, quota. We don't mean, you'll book a quota in a marathon, it's such and such, but in this regards, the Ishopanishad refers to quota as meaning your various, in one sense your karma, because it's what you're subjected to receive, happiness and distress, etc. And also the particular character, the nature of our mind and body, related of course to the individual's personal will, but and the immediate cause, you could say, is the arrangement of nature under Krishna's direction, giving us a particular type of body with certain characteristics and certain abilities, qualities, both gross and subtle. And that's our quota, that's what we've received as our quota. We should try to understand that we don't need to be envious of anyone else, because everything is a property of Krishna. And we've been given some form or another of material energy to work with. And if we work with that and offer that to Krishna, then our lives are perfect. We don't need to imitate anyone else of any kind. Just utilize things nicely for the service of Krishna. If we're, everyone, not everybody, but most of you are familiar with Ramayana, the famous story of the spider and Hanuman. Sometimes it says squirrel, but whatever. That the little animal, the little creature was just trying to help, according to its capacity or according to its quota, to build the bridge to Lanka, but basically just putting sand or dust into the ocean. And Hanuman was thinking of simply getting in the way, but that wasn't the point. Lord Ramchandra admonished Hanuman and told him that the service of this little spider is just as important or dear to me as your service. It's not quantitative, it's pretty poor for comments. The love, one who offers me with love and devotion. That's what Krishna accepts, love and devotion. So we should bear that in mind. We may not be conscious of that much of the time, but in a more mature stage, even our stage, we should try to be conscious of it. We should try to think, at least it begins with finding out what Krishna likes and trying to do that. This is the beginning of the awakening of a loving relationship with Krishna. And we've just been, devotees have been chanting Hare Krishna. We may say, why? Well, we can say what we like, but Krishna's happy. We can say that he's the greatest narcissist who exists. Well, he is, in one sense. But he's meant to be. Everything's meant to be for his pleasure. If you're a king, then the court jester, the court musicians, everyone is always meant to do what they do for the pleasure of the king. It's their duty. So it's our nature to please Krishna. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's Krishna's nature to enjoy. It's our nature to be enjoyed. However, when we try to imitate Krishna, we come into the material world and we try to be the enjoyer, and we are not very good at it. But when we cooperate, or when we, again, work cooperatively with the Lord's will, it's not that just we're being enjoyed as if we're some kind of ice cream or something. But no, but we're acting in a way for Krishna's pleasure, and Krishna reciprocates. This is a unique thing. Unique thing. He is His desire is to see us completely satisfied, so that loving reciprocation takes place. By giving up the idea of being the enjoyer, one can actually enjoy. When we give up this idea of being a proprietor, we can inherit the kingdom of God. When we give up the idea all the time of I want to be loved, I want to be served, then Krishna loves us. You get unending love, which we're all hankering after. Loving reciprocation, bhakti, is not there in other forms of yoga. It's not even mentioned, practically speaking, in, say, ordinary religious practices, most spiritual pursuits do not touch on this subject. And even if they do, it's usually perverted. It still has the element of enjoying oneself. And this is, again, it sounds a very, very rare soul. That's why it's very rare for Krishna to give or to award us with love. Because he's obligated, Krishna is obligated. He's obligated to reciprocate with his beloved. He doesn't give it very easily. Pure love of God. Only by the grace of the pure devotee. It's unique. Most people wouldn't even we may not be very enthusiastic about it in one sense, because it's a bit of a risk, you could say. Surrender. Give up your own. Sarvadharmam parityagya. It's not just about giving up religious principles or something. It's not what it means at all. Giving up one's independence, giving up the idea that there is any other shelter or any other objective other than Krishna. You don't have to give up your regulated principles. We're not depending on them. But everything, we have no other shelter other than the Lord. Other than Krishna, do as you wish with me. That's quite a platform. There's no fear in such a situation. There's no anxiety of one's own. There's no the actual state of peace, because there's no other desire. There's no alternate agenda. It's simply one-pointed. One-pointed. Simply focused on Krishna, pleasing him. We're trying to cultivate this Ananya Bhakti, this fixed, one-pointed devotion. And of course, there are many aspects to devotional practice. Amongst them, different kinds of services are there, and hearing and chanting about Krishna. Rukmini, for instance, when she heard from Narada Muni about the wonderful qualities of Krishna, without even seeing him, she fell in love with Krishna and had no other desire in her heart other than to become the maidservant of Krishna in the form of a wife. And we may not say it like that, but that's how she saw it. Just by hearing about Krishna from the right source. Not from any source, but from the pure source. Hearing and chanting about Krishna attracts our heart, attracts Krishna's heart also. He's attracted. And anyone talks about us, if somebody says, let's see, I'll open my eyes, he was in the room. Here we have Rasa Rasika. Prabhu is with us today. Has your wife arrived?
Midnight tonight.
Midnight tonight she's coming. So she's flying in from Australia.
From Sydney.
So say, for instance, I'm talking all of a sudden. Rasa Rasika's half asleep. Okay. Or his mind is in another world. And suddenly I say, you know Rasa Rasika, Prabhu, don't you? Oh, when really he'll wake up and, who's talking about me? And we've all had that experience. Maybe they don't know that we're around the corner or behind the door. We hear a name mentioned. Immediately we become attentive. What are they saying about me? And your ears prick up. Especially if they don't know you're there. You know, you're very eager to hear what they say. When you're there, they usually are very careful about what they say. But when they don't know you're there, they may say something which is very sensitive. And you're very carefully hearing every word. We may not be so attentive when the name Krishna is mentioned. But when our name is mentioned, we tend to be very attentive. What are they saying? Or someone very dear to us, something very dear to us, we're very interested to hear what it's about. Have they got it right? Are they praising me? Are they criticizing me? I knew it. Those rascals. Whatever it is. I'll get my own back on them. I'm going to spread this news all over the social media. Or whatever it is. We're very eager. Now, many people there always thinking about, I have been victimized. I'm a victim. I must get my rights, justice. Of course, in the material world, these things go on. But ultimately, there is no question of getting one's justice in this material world. We don't belong here. Whatever happens in our life is related to helping us to get out of this place, if we want to. But if we identify it with ourselves only, then we become more entangled, more implicated in karma. So when sometimes things happen which are not so nice to us, be insulting us or whatever, it's all part of, it doesn't happen by chance. There's a reason there to help, to awaken within us this desire to sarva dharma, to give up all these other ideas and just surrender unto Krishna. The big topic. But this is what it's for. And it's not our business. Even in ordinary relationships, we may not understand why something pleases the other person, but it does. Why do you like a certain type of music? I just don't understand it. Why do you like that person? I don't understand why you like them. It doesn't make sense. Oh, that's a horrible, horrible design. Someone else likes, they say, love is in the eye of the perceiver. Everyone sees differently. And you can analytically understand why somebody else logically likes something and you like something else. You don't like what they like. They have a different set of mind and senses, and they perceive it or they experience it differently. You have to recognize that. We try to see everything like that in relationship with Krishna, so we don't have a biased or judgmentalist mentality, separatist mentality. Rather trying to see everything in relationship with Krishna. Somehow or other, that's their quota, different to mine. So we take our quota and we try to purify our intentions. The quota may stay the same throughout our life, but our relationship, our dealings with it may vary. We were discussing this a little bit, how generally speaking throughout one's life, one's natural tendencies remain. But they change instead of, they're acting in knowledge, acting in relationship with Krishna. We may remain of a certain particular propensity throughout our lives. And the purifying process of devotional service is like, say for instance, somebody is a Uber driver. I don't know if any of you were Uber drivers. Anyone an Uber driver? Quite a lot of gentlemen are Uber drivers. Yes, somebody? No. Oh, you can be an angry Uber driver. You can be a very passionate Uber driver. You can be a very nice, peaceful Uber driver. Doing the same thing. So, devotional service one would expect, although we may have the same basic quota tendency to do this type of work or capacity for this type of work, our consciousness in the performance of that work can change. That can change. That can evolve to, of course, Krishna conscious approach to everything. The tendencies of perhaps our previous karmic conditioning may still linger, but they become more and more Krishna conscious. So one can do one's service in a following the mode of goodness, at least, following that principle of Krishna consciousness. Okay, whatever it is we're doing. So you may be a good cook, so you're cooking, you still cook, but you cook food for Krishna's pleasure. So naturally it's in the mode of goodness. You're not going to cook meat and eggs and this and that. Or some nice. We heard yesterday about the value of rum. So I know oftentimes they make nice Christmas pies with rum, and it's very tasty, I must say. But we don't do that because it's a mode of ignorance. We offer Krishna a mode of goodness, and naturally it has an effect also on our consciousness that we start to see things more from the mode of goodness perspective, where we don't offer Krishna food or where we don't eat food which is in lower modes. If Krishna told us to do it, we do it. If he said, offer me meat and fish and eggs and things, we would do it. But he doesn't. He says, food in the mode of goodness. So we offer food in the mode of goodness. If you're in a position of impossibility, then Krishna understands. But in general cases, yes. We just offer Krishna the purest food we can. And in this way, Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj said that if we don't do that, then our mind will become disturbed. If we offer food not in the mode of goodness, or if we don't offer it at all, or if we take food which is cooked by others who are not offering it to Krishna, all this affects our consciousness. We try to take food which is offered to Krishna only. And the more that food is offered with love and devotion, it becomes very, very pleasing, purifying, satisfying to Krishna, of course. And thus, when we satisfy Krishna, it satisfies all those related. The cook, the server, the honourer, everybody benefits. It's also important if we want to serve others, if we want to become Krishna conscious, to bear this in mind. It's not just cooking, it's also the offering, it's also the serving, and it's also the honouring. We don't just eat it as if it's grub. I don't know if you use that term over here, but in England they call it grub. Well, it was really nice grub you cooked today. You heard that term, grub? No, it means just food, basically. It's a slang word in England for food. Nosh, they use it in sometimes. What, have you got some nosh? I'm hungry, you know. It's not very devotional mentality. That was really good nosh you cooked up tonight, Sabagya. Really nice. And you won't be very inspired by that statement. Nosh. You can understand by the very name what it means, more or less. You know, or grub. Sounds like some worms or something, you know, grubs. And, no, respectful in our serving, in our honouring prasadam, what to speak of our cooking and preparation and our offering. The more the consciousness is there of remembering this privilege we have to assist the pure devotees in bringing pleasure to Krishna, then the more Krishna is pleased. He wants us to be happy, and this is the process of happiness. To give up trying to be happy separate from Krishna. Okay, well, we'll chant Hare Krishna for a little while, and we'll read a little bit. Hare Krishna. These are very big cartels. They're not a pair either. They're odd. So they're a little heavy for me. I think I've got a small pair here. I did have. I still hear somebody there. Here we go. Some big devotee can play these here. You're a big devotee. Come on. Give it to a big devotee. Someone who can play nicely. Somebody on harmonium. Who's playing the harmonium? Divya?
Yeah.
Where's Divya? Is he still with us? Or has he got more important things to do? Isn't it amazing? We often think we have something more important to do than chant Hare Krishna. And everything, that's what we're here for. We're only here for one reason, really. We may have mixtures, but really we're only here for one reason, that's to become Krishna conscious, to awaken Krishna prema. But our mind goes elsewhere, and we take shelter elsewhere. We haven't come to that Manmana Bhavama Bhakto Sarvadharma Prajagya. We're still down in chapter 3 at best. We have to move forward. Try to hear the sound of the holy name. Hear the sound. Hear Krishna and Krishna will hear us. If you call for somebody, they can tell the intent of your call or the purpose of your call. Baba said we have to call like a child, crying for his mother, helpless, crying and crying for mother. We chant like a child, crying for his mother, helpless. We don't have any other choice. One day we'll realize that, maybe. What to do? What should we chant? By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, and all of our acharyas, of course, they've given us this causeless mercy. There's no real qualification on many of our parts. Somehow they give us this opportunity. Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prestaya, Uttame, Srimate Bhaktivedanta, Swami Nityananda, Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prestaya, Uttale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Namaste, Saraswati Devi, Gauravani Prachari Devasesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshakarine Saraswati Devi Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauravanta Vrinda Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What are you thinking of? What are you thinking about? What's on your minds? What are you thinking about now? Not now, but while you were chanting.
How to chant like you.
Pardon?
How to chant like you.
Oh no, that's not a good thought. We should be thinking of something Krishna conscious, shouldn't we?
But we all got lost and finally feel the way back home.
Pardon?
But we all got lost crying and then feel that we found
got
the way
lost.
home.
We're feeling
Finding
home.
something that
You
felt-
found our home, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're feeling at home. Wouldn't it be nice to stay in that moment for eternity, huh? No worries, huh? Who cares what happens in the world around you? What difference does it make? Does it really matter? Any other thoughts on your mind? Don't be shy. You're thinking of what's for lunch tonight, what's for dinner. I'm getting an appetite, but this is not fast enough. This is too slow. Some of you are thinking this is boring. So slow and gosh, not exciting at all. Let's have some excitement, shall we? Well, maybe. Let's see. What thoughts are on your mind? Some of you. Come on. I don't know. I wanna pinpoint anybody out there. What's on your mind? I'm thinking about my false teeth right now. They're all falling out at every moment. I'm trying to keep them in, you know. It's a little difficult to sing sometimes. I have to just keep my tongue on the top of my mouth at the same time I sing. Huh?
When you're next
When I'm next
giving class.
don't think about that, please. Is there anything come on, something transcendental here? Anyone thinking anything? Well, you're on the right path there for sure. But what does it mean being at home? Be honest. What should we be thinking about? Nothing. Nothing, huh?
Just fortunate to be so,
Okay.
we're so privileged to have more around this village, around this
We are
village.
so fortunate, we're so privileged to have a family of devotees around us and a lovely process of devotional service. We just have to absorb ourselves in it, isn't it? This only safe place in existence, really, isn't it? It's the eternal position. Well, I was thinking, I don't see it, I don't know, I'm sure some of you are too shy to say, you know, I'm proud and puffed up, so I'll say what I'm thinking. I was just thinking, I don't know if there's a picture, I didn't see one in here, but a picture came to my mind of what do we say? I don't know the Sanskrit term, but it's a pastime of Krishna. I don't know if this has even got a name for it, but I was just thinking this melody or this, whatever you want to call it, if it's melodious or not, but whatever it is, of Radha and Krishna on a boat with their sakis and they're peacefully plying down the river. Very peaceful in the evening. The sun is set, the moon is rising, and they're all completely in bliss, always of course, on that boat, taking us all back to Godhead. It's so peaceful. Sometimes the boat gets a bit rocky. This one's very peaceful. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Bolo Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Gauranga Hare Krishna Now on the banks, Lord Chaitanya's associates have appeared, and they're dancing sweetly, and singing sweetly, and gracefully dancing. Meditate on the Panchatattva and all the associates of the Lord in ecstatic kirtan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Okay. Rama Rama Hare Hare Bolo 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 Hare Krishna Hey Gauranga Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, louder, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Gauranga, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Well, it's 8 o'clock. I was told to finish at 8. I didn't even know it's exactly 8. Up to the second almost. So we finished chanting now. That's it. It's over. No more chanting. Okay, that's enough. You've done your quota. Come back next week. What to do? Hare Krishna. Any questions? Dancing Daniel Das Prabhu.
Any chance of some more kirtan?
This is prasadam, that's the kirtan here. You don't know what you're in for. You're just tasting a drop on the ocean, on the shore of ocean of nectar, but now you're going to enter, you're going to get completely immersed in the ocean of nectar. Absorbed in the bliss of Krishna's mercy. Yes.
I was just wondering about the meditation you took us through with the, in terms of in a kirtan, is like how do we balance that between hearing the Maha Mantra and in terms of absorbing ourselves in this.
I guess it's a little bit like the two sides of the leaf of sadhana bhakti, Vaidhi and Raganuga. Sometimes things come spontaneously. We may not be on the Raganuga platform. Raganuga means that which is evoked by spontaneous affection or attraction. It's not imposed in any way. We generally, but we have our spontaneous material attractions, no doubt. That our mind wanders onto material objects or false concepts of ourselves or some kind of sentiment of some kind. But sometimes there's a spontaneous awakening of attraction towards Krishna. Sometimes. Not just because we like the music or we like the sound or we don't know why we're feeling good, but we are. Something's happening there. But sometimes something spontaneous comes in the heart. It happens to everybody according to the situation of service. We may not be, you could say, practicing on the platform of Raganuga Bhakti. We're still very much neophytes on the platform of Vaidhi maybe, but sometimes that comes. It's not necessary. Sometimes we could say it's just an imagination, but it's like a dream. When you have a dream sometimes, we can't exactly say it's symptomatic of our eternal pure love of Godhead, but sometimes we have a dream, and in the dream there's, something Krishna conscious in our dream, whatever it may be. Sometimes you dream of the deities, or usually it's a bit jumbled up. It's not usually clear and perfectly pure. But what does it do to us? What does it do? When you wake up and you've had a it's not me, it's my false teeth, don't blame me. They keep kind of getting in the way. Horrific experience in your dreams. Have you ever had that experience? I don't know. Sometimes it can be quite dreadful. When you wake up, do you feel blissful? It's not a very nice feeling. But when you have I don't know, let's use a simple example, you've just had a dream and, you've been on Friday night Harinam in Queen Street and you've been in blissful Harinam up and down Queen Street or something, and you dream about it at night and you can actually be sweating when you wake up sometimes. You've been dreaming and you're sweating in your dreams and you wake up, how do you feel? How do you feel? You feel like bashing someone on the back. Come on. Rami, that's not the right feeling to have towards your brother. Dear me. How do you feel? You feel good, huh? You may not, it may not be a permanent experience, but it's an enlivening one, and Krishna is purifying. It's purifying. So these experiences, they may come and go in the practicing stage of Vaidhi. You get sometimes a little taste like that. And as Rupa Goswami says, happiness even in Vaidhi sadhana bhakti is so much greater than any material happiness. Different stages are there, but we may not be on that spontaneous. But sometimes those spontaneous thoughts come in our heart. It's when we're chanting or reading or cooking or worshipping the deity or cleaning, or it could be any service, and you almost feel like Krishna's calling you, or Krishna is present. He is present. Even though we may not be, but He is. So it's very good. Well, should we forcibly meditate on that? Should we try to make it happen, or should it just come? Well, it's a good question. You see statements indicating both in different places. That we do try to control our minds, and we do try to remember Krishna. But at the same time, Prabhupada has quite made it, generally speaking, quite clear that we should try to just hear the sound of the holy name, which is Krishna himself. The general stages are first Nam, then Rupa, the form of Krishna manifests when our chanting becomes pure. So the general emphasis is to try to hear the sound of the holy name. We all know how difficult that is, isn't it? To hold the mind on the sound of the holy name. Is it easy? Maybe one or two, not even mantras usually, maybe one or two words or something. And what does it mean? I mean, it's also sometimes a little tricky. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. We chant like that, I'm sure you'll have, even if you're holding your mind on the holy name, hearing the holy name is nice, whether you chant slow or fast. Prabhupada said, don't worry too much about the speed, try to hear the sound. Hear the sound. And automatically you can't say, well, get out of the way of Krishna, I'm trying to hear the name. You know, suddenly the deities, picture of the deities comes into your mind, what are you going to say? Go away, go away. We don't have to kind of like, but the mind's sometimes so restless. I don't know if everyone agrees on this point, but it's so restless. Has anyone, I'm sure you all, no, not all of you, but many of you have been to Govardhan, right? How many of you have been to Govardhan? I think I asked the same question last night, I'm not sure. Seems a familiar one. And what do you do when you go around Govardhan Hill? If you do circumambulate, right? It's quite a long distance, it takes hours, you know, 20, between 20 and 25 kilometers. What do you do? Pardon? Keep going, okay. I made it. My feet, oh my feet. I'm so thirsty. Can't wait to get to the end. Oh my God, how much hotter is this gonna get? I hope there's a place I can pass very shortly somewhere. Oh no. Oh my goodness, there's those monkeys again. Oh my God. Oh my God, there's those beggars again. Oh no, another thorn in my foot. Oh no, my stomach, my head. Oh, I hope that's not our meditation all the way around. Not just keep going. That's sort of determination's good. Anything else?
Chant Hare Krishna.
Oh, chant. It's a good idea to chant while you go around. Isn't it? And maybe you look at Govardhan every now and again, isn't it? You don't walk blindly. You can't really walk blindly. You're definitely going to get in trouble. You've got to look where you're going. That's for sure. You'll break your toe or something or another. Walk into something you shouldn't do. So, same thing in front of the deities. When we sit in front of the deities, you can, both are there. You focus your attention on the deities and you hear the sound of the holy name. They can both be there simultaneously. There's no need to close your eye. I mustn't look at the deities while I chant. No. We used to chant in front of the deities every morning, japa, in front of Radha Krishna. Deity worship used to take no more than 30 or 40 minutes every morning for Radha Krishna worship, maximum. Curtains would close at 6:30, open at 7:15. So 1 hour and 30 minutes actually, we had no Tulsi Puja. So 1 hour and 30 minutes japa in front of Radha Landanishwara, including the pujaris, before they do their simple deity worship. And now it's like 5 devotees, 2.5 hours or something. It's all right. That's devotional service. But it's very nice to sit or stand or walk even in front of the deities, purified by their presence, purifying our eyes, purifying our hearts, focusing on Krishna. So when the mind's wandering particularly, is it better to allow it to wander onto the whatever it is it wanders onto, or is it better to like think of circumambulating Govardhan Hill or meditating on the deities? Which is best?
Deities.
Pardon?
Deities.
Is it best just to let it wander all over the universe, which is best? You're chanting, the chanting is going on. The mind is all over the place, so is it better to make a little effort to bring it back? It's sounding very difficult sometimes. So whatever, some or another we're meant to think of Krishna. So we'll leave it to your discretion. Prabhupada generally said we should just focus on the sound vibration. Pray. There's some nice prayers you can say. And now I've forgotten it. I learned it recently. I learned it and I forgot it, and I learned it again, now I've forgotten it. Dasa aparada, who knows this verse? Dasa aparada yena. What's it called? Vidaye napashi. Next line. Something Mahaprabhu. Yeah, I've forgotten. It's a prayer of Haridas Thakur. He's our Acharya, he's a Namacharya. We look to him, we pray to him, we focus our chanting in the footsteps of Haridas Thakur. And he's praying, my dear Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my dear Mahaprabhu. May the 10 offences not, I mean you can word it differently, but may the 10 offences not affect me while I chant the holy name, your holy names. May my taste, or may the taste, the pure taste of chanting the holy name awaken. It's a simple prayer. It's a nice meditation. We're not able to do it on our own. Here's another very important statement, which you've probably heard before. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, one of them, states that it's impossible for the jiva to single-handedly overcome the illusion of inattention while chanting the holy name. It's impossible. It's only possible by the mercy of the causeless mercy, not the causeless, but by the mercy of the Lord. The mercy is there if we try. We may reciprocate. By the mercy of the Lord, it is possible. Therefore we should fervently pray for the Lord's mercy, that we can be attentive when we chant the holy name. So we have to depend upon Krishna as another thing. Not that we mindlessly go ahead, but with the mentality of dependence on Krishna, like a child crying for its mother. We're depending on Krishna. So prayer. You can see, I'll just read something, and then we're finished. Prabhupada. So this is our movement. Wherever we go, we find out sincere persons, immediately attract. Yes. But if he's not sincere, we cannot attract. If he's sincere, immediately attracted. That is the value of this movement. All my students, they were attracted only because they were sincere. Anyone sincere in seeking after the absolute truth will be attracted. Guess, I'm not getting, you weren't quite following it. Prabhupada, ekagra yogam yunjan madashraya. Therefore it is said, one has to perform this bhakti yoga unto my representative Madashraya. And there is Narottam Das Thakur Partanam. Ashraya laya bhaji Krishna nahi tari tyagi. One who takes a shraya, shelter of a devotee, Krishna does not give him up. Krishna accepts him. Yasya prasada bhagavat prasada. Because of that person who is giving shelter, if he's pleased, Krishna is immediately. If he recommends a fool, oh Krishna, here is a devotee, Krishna will accept immediately. It doesn't matter whether he's a fool or a rascal, because he's recommended by representative. He will be accepted. Yasya prasada. This is the meaning of Yasya prasada bhagavat prasada. Without his recommendation, there is no entry in Krishna's kingdom. Yasya prasad bhagavat prasada. Nagatika topi. If he displeases Krishna's representative, he has no entrance into the kingdom of God. However learned he may be, or whatever he may be, immediately rejected. So the mercy of the pure devotee of the Lord, whatever our shortcomings, sincerity, we're trying. We accept that we're, whatever. And we're trying. We want to change. We want to become pleasing. We want to develop our faith in the holy name. We make all our efforts and endeavor to hear the holy name. So we try to put this emphasis on chanting. Is the most important thing that exists. Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, what do you sing? What's that nice song? How does it go? Which song? Udil Aaron, isn't it? Namavina Kichu Nahikoha Choda Bhuvanamaje Jivana Nitya Janasar. Go down. Jivana Nitya Janasar Tahena Navida Vipadopar Namashaya Kori Yatane Tumi Takana Apana Kaje Jivera Karuna Sadanakam Jagati Asiye Maduranam Namavina Kichu Nahikowara Choda Bhuvanamaje. What does he say?
Nothing but the holy name.
In all the 14 worlds, there's nothing of any value but the holy name of Krishna. In all the 14 worlds, is the most valuable. This is the most valuable thing. Not thing, but the most valuable in all the worlds, all the 14 worlds. So just imagine how fortunate we are. We've been given the chance to inherit the most valuable in all the 14 worlds. That which is the most valuable. I would take it. If you have something very valuable, we look after it very carefully. We're very attentive. We're very attentive, even with our mobile phones probably, to make sure we don't lose them. So what to speak of the presence of Krishna? Lord Chaitanya and his pure devotees have given us this opportunity, even if you have no qualification. We should look after that opportunity very carefully, don't lose it. It's a very rare opportunity. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. And now you're going to dive into the ocean of nectar. Prasadam Seva.
Elderlies and the children, please walk.
Pardon?
Elderlies and the children, please make your way downstairs.
Who?
Elderlies and the children.
Only the how old is an elderly, and how young is a child? Everyone over 45 is an elderly person. Everyone under 45 is a child. That's good. And if you're 45, I know what you are. So give the ages. Anyone over what age? Over what age? Huh?
60.
16? All those over 60, please go downstairs. And all those under? Don't be shy. This is embarrassing. You're giving away your age here. You know? Very embarrassing. Anyway, I'm sure you can work it out. Please give way to the elderly and the children. I don't know, he has to go down on his own, does he? You have to wait till they finish. I guess the parents can go with the little ones too. Hare Krishna, thank you all very much. Tomorrow we're going, I think we're going to Hamilton. And then back here on Sunday. The plan. Let's see what happens. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.